Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're doing Rogue DK and we are facing Rogue Hunter here. Usually what I like to do here is I like to go Rogue, get his trinket, and then 1v1 Shadowy duel him. Or I just 1v1 him while my DK is pumping him and I'll just kill him like that. But in this situation, you never just want to trinket the peel, especially if you're going for like a carry type. You just want your DK to get as much cooldown as possible and then you just take out the Rogue. So as you can see, here I'm going to open on the Hunter here because obviously he's fully geared. He's just going to one-shot my DK if I don't open. So I open with the disarm. He blinds me. We're not going to trinket the blind because as you can see, my DK is popping off with his A-bomb, and he has Ice Wall or Iceborne up. So he has no more Iceborne. He's going to die here, so we know he's going to die no matter what. So we're going to duel him low, and if he vanishes, we sap it. Every time they vanish it, then you can just open again. Backstep, Eviscerate on his Shadow Dance. We use our Trinket here. We restun him. We probably should have restunned him again, so we would have got the Trinket proc on him. Not a big deal. At this point in time, we're only trinketing to either kill, and we know it's a kill. We're going to backstep. So the thing with the Hunters is if you backstep them, they'll usually like 80% of the time just not turn around in time. So that's how you dodge without having to use Vanish there. So I just dodged his aim shot. So on Turtle, you just want to swap to the pet, even though you're not going to kill it because he's going to click you. It's good to get your Shadow Dance. So as you can see, my Shadow Dance is down, my Echoing's down. So once he roots you, this is when you use your Cloak. And then we're getting 5 combo points, and then we're getting our Echo. So as you can see, he roots us, we're going to Cloak, and then off our 5 combo points and our Echo. As soon as the Echo opens, we're basically just going to do a rotation on him, and there's not much you can do. We get a 4-set proc. GG no re. So yeah, that was a perfectly good game for us, and not much you can do about that one. So when you're playing with the DK, you always want to be running Silence like 80% of the time. Maybe versus Rogues, you can run A-Bomb, and he can try to get the Rogue out or the Stealthy out. But in this situation, we're just going to open on the Weir. He's going to instantly silence the Druid when he opens, and then we're going to stun the Druid as soon as he opens. So basically, we're just getting unlimited CC while he's clicking every button. So he gets me out here. It's not a big deal. We're gonna Trinket Fear because obviously he's going my DK. He's not gonna go me. So we're gonna Smoke Bomb. We're gonna Kinney because obviously he's gonna trigger my Disarm. My DK is gonna silence the Druid. So he silences as you can see, and it doesn't really matter if he just uses every button because the Druid has to Trinket Ironbark. He tries to hold for some reason. When a DK is popping a bomb, it's just not worth. But we get another quick W. Alright, so now this is a tank. We actually faced a tank right before this game, and it isn't the end of the world if you face one of these. Now, if you do play wrong, you can instantly lose the game. Like, if they play right, it's going to be very, very hard to beat this team. Any really tank has so much. Like, this guy, this was actually a super long game, so we're going to open, get our comm points, and then swap to the Hunter. So, anytime they try to double stun you, you can shrink it. So, as you can see, Hodge is on top of the stun. We're going to Kidney for CC, Bomb, and we get Trinket Turtle. We're just gonna swap this pet for a second. So we kill his pet, like we get a huge crit. So that was pretty nice. He does is get to revive his pet back. Basically, all we really need to do now is wait for the DR to go off, and then we just kind of kill him. Now the one thing when you're facing a tank, and if they run the Lego, they're gonna have like 3 angels. So they'll have one when they're low, and then they'll have like I think they only have 2. So they have one when they're low, and then they have one when they're like they can use off whenever they want. So as you can see, I blind here. So as soon as I blind, I'm gonna wait for the DR. I get the DR. He bubbles. We're gonna cloak so he can't blind, and he was running blind. So if I didn't cloak, I would have been full blinded, and I probably would have lost the game. But since I had cloak, and obviously I'm gonna skip it here, and this is where his angel comes out. So as you can see here, so his angel comes out. So this is his first one, and then I actually don't think he has another one. Yeah, he gets taken out here. So, unfortunately, we take out another tank Yante that thinks he's good. Goodbye, sir. The next game here, I actually think this actually was this was a really fast game. I think here we always go priest because my guy does enough damage to where we can go through disperse. We can go through every cooldown they have, swap and all that. So I'm gonna sap here. He could have pre-faded, but he didn't. We're gonna go. I thought he was gonna trinket fate or trinket fear, so I think I cloak out of this. I think I cloak now. So he should have double feared, but he didn't. He didn't click it, so he just died. I guess he refuses to click cooldowns. Like he still has not clicked double fear. So all we have to do is just stay on him. We just perma CC this guy as much as possible. So I blind him. Perfect blind because my DK's A bomb just fell, and as you can see, he's not running swap, so he does just die. And all we have to do with the lock is we just stun the lock, and then as soon as he gets out of it, so as soon as he walls, we know he's not gonna die. So we're just gonna kite instantly. And obviously, he's not gonna be able to 1v2. I don't know why he's even trying to go me when my DK has no cooldowns and I vanish, but yeah, I thought he might knew he was already over anyway. He was like, yeah, I might as well go X-Vic so I can get on the content. So we get a nice good fresh dub out the wazoo. And for the next game, this was a really long game, and I actually recorded the entire game so you guys can see I didn't do any skipping. So this is a really long game, and I'm gonna show you why you shouldn't leave games as a rogue. So what you're gonna do here is we're gonna sat the shaman, then we're gonna go to monk. He actually doesn't pre anything, and I wish my guy would have gripped him away from his port so he couldn't port. But I do spaces, or I don't get my extra viscerate, so we get nothing. So if my guy would have gripped him away from his port, then we would have got trinket, and it probably wall too. But we do get wall at least. We do get we get the totem that I needed. I really wanted to get trinket out of my blind, but it is what it is. Sometimes I just did a really bad blind thinking that it wouldn't break, like thinking that he would just instantly get off, but obviously in a perfect world it's not a perfect world. So had I gotten trinket, I would have been able to dole him. I still would have had to go through ascendants and stuff, so I was thinking about leaving, but then I was like, whatever, I'll just play it out. Why not? So in this situation, you want to wait for vital and you want to wait for cooldowns. Now, whether it's a scumbag move or not, it just depends on if you know you can win the game. If you think you can win it, just stay in it. Like unless like you have a certain time that you got to be off, or your friend's gonna have to go or something like that, then yeah, at that point you just leave the game and you just requeue. But I think this was our last game, or this was our second to last game to where he got his 1800. So I was like, why not? I'll just leave my guy to watch me and have a good time. So like I said, when he gets the eyeball, usually like 30% of the time they'll trinket to get you out, especially when they're running double trinket, like they both have trinket. So I sap here, so I was kind of trying to bait him out to use his trinket and to get me out in combat, because obviously I have no vanish, I only have Shadowy Duel. So as you can see, I'm on his port. As soon as he ports, I sap him. I thought he was gonna trinket again, but he didn't. So you know, we did really good by that. He actually does pre here, so I was gonna open, but then I was like, nah, never mind. So we got romp for free, basically, since I didn't open. And see, a bad play right there would have opened, and you would have lost the game right there. So had I opened, I would have instantly lost the game, because obviously he has trinket, and it is what it is. So in this situation, we're lining again. Now you're just getting back cooldowns. You need vanish, you need trinket, you need blind, you need all these things to get trinket. So if you play it correctly, you basically know if they're going to click on the button. So here I know he's going to trinket. I know that Windwalker is going to trinket Karma. So I'm going to trinket disarm, and I'm also going to evasion, so he can't just stun me. I'm going to resap here, and then we're gonna try to stun off our sap afterwards. So we should stun right about now. So we should blind him, actually. That's really good, because now we get trinket. So I pre-vanish his stun, which is really good. I actually probably would have died if he got the stun off without me pre-vanishing. So this goes to show that it's not really one mess up and you could die. So if and honestly, if this guy was good, he could have pre-walled and we would have still lost. But we do unhealable damage to this guy, and I think we do take him out. I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure we win. Yes. So we're gonna sap, then we're gonna stun. Kenny, make sure you always Kenny on your blade go. We get a 4-set proc, thankfully, because we didn't. I don't know if he would have died. We're gonna smoke bomb, then sap him again before our shadow dance ends. So we do sap him, and then we do get a which is really good for us. Now he's gonna start rezzing, so we're gonna sap him again. You just get a necro shield, not a super big deal. Now in this situation, gotta wait for trinket. Like I said, it's a scumbag playstyle, but that's just rogue. If you don't wait for cooldowns, especially when you're in a huge 1v2, even if you're in a 1v1, you gotta wait for cooldowns, or else you're just obviously lose. Now, if this guy gets an incap, Bone Dust Brew, stun, he just kills me. He will 100-0 me because he still has his minions, and he has everything to kill me. So had I not done that and kited him, he probably could have killed me right there. Thankfully, I got pro kiting skills, so we're just kind of just laying back, having a good time. And at this point, as soon as he's going to, when we can't sap him, you're just gonna use your shuriken toss and then run again. But in this situation, we get this resap him. Now we can't get the eyeball. As soon as he gets the eyeball, we're just gonna get on our mount. Now, this guy was good. He would have already put his port down, and then he could have just ported and incap stunned me. with the eyeball, obviously, but I see his port there, so we're gonna actually kidney him on it. Thankfully, we didn't actually go with the full kidney, and we started doing damage. Because even though we had trinket, you could have baited his trinket. We could have got his trinket there. Now, a bad player would have trinketed. He actually played really good by not trinketing and wasting that cooldown. So in this situation, it is a brand new 1v1. Even though I don't have blades, it doesn't really matter because the dampening's actually decently high that his healing won't do that much. So at this point, we can kind of open because as soon as we have a cheap shot and our echoing and everything up, we can open. We're going to kidney here. Anytime you cheap shot, you always want to try to kidney the second time. And we're gonna evasion, and we're just gonna keep pumping him. As soon as he's like in capture or any of that, we're gonna instantly trinket and then kill him. So here we're not gonna trinket this. We're gonna trinket his stun to kill him. So he's gonna stun me. We're gonna trinket and we kill him. Goodbye. GG. And for the last clip of the game here, this was just a fast clip that I put in there, and we actually just destroyed these guys in like less than, it was just the fastest game because my DK actually just pumped them. So here, I use distract. Sometimes I use distract because obviously it distracts them and you might be able to sap. I actually get a really good sap here. So the hunter opens without the priest getting combat. We're going to kidney shot. We're going to bomb here. And we're going to spam restun right now. So as 2 seconds goes past, we restun him again. And he does die. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And